Hello and welcome to Teachings in Education. I am your narrator, Frank Avella. In this presentation, we're going to look at some of the most successful social studies teaching activities. Now let's begin. As a social studies teacher, I recommend bringing in a guest speaker at least once a year. This may not technically be an activity, but students always enjoy it. Bring in someone who may have served in Congress, who fought in a war, or who has a unique experience or interesting story to tell. Another idea is to have students write an ancient newsletter. Say a history class is learning about the Roman Empire. Have students write a newsletter as if they're actually living during that time period. Students can easily use a Google document or slides presentation. Have students create a social media page for an important historical figure. Students create a Facebook page or a social media page for Susan B. Anthony, and on that page they include her accomplishments, family, education, occupation. Games and contests can be activities for almost any subject, but games like Jeopardy work best for social studies classes. Have students do a Kahoot or even a states and capital bingo for the younger grades. A purposeful activity for youngsters is to have them write a letter to their local congressman, or students must research who represents them and fight for a cause that is meaningful to them. You may even get some kind of a response, who knows? The gallery walk is an excellent activity. Multiple poster papers are placed around the room. Student groups answer each question on the poster papers and then rotate between stations to see what other groups wrote. Most curricula require current events. Have students search an important event of the week and compare how events have been presented by different media and news outlets. Then have students investigate the validity of the sources. Interactive infographics are digital media. The infographics contain images, data, and charts. These components are linked to more information or questions to be answered by the class. Students can use these infographics to study for exams. Classroom debates are fantastic when properly structured. Have two groups. Each group must present their argument either for or against the initial topic. This is the affirmative and the negative. Then groups must present supporting evidence, and the judge or jury must make a decision. Dioramas are a form of hands-on learning. Students get to build and create. I witnessed a beautiful diorama of the invasion of Normandy for a modern history class. Students used little army men, green felt, little decorations, and more. It was beautiful. Using a large poster board, task your students to create a timeline for whichever period in history being studied. Students must recognize the most important events of that time and summarize those events, which requires an understanding. A simple and effective classroom activity is having students create a PowerPoint and then present that PowerPoint to the classroom. Today, all information is available on the internet. Students must be able to take that information and present it and engage with the audience. Although I've never done or seen this personally, I've heard of teachers dressing up as historical figures and giving lectures as if they were that figure. I've seen several teachers do this on social media, TikTok especially. If they're live in the classroom, they may take questions as they're dressed up as this person. Students are used to looking at artifacts in a textbook, which is not very exciting. But bring in real-life artifacts you'll have to order in advance or borrow from museums. Let the students examine the artifacts in real life. Classroom-to-classroom meets or Skypes started to become popular during the pandemic. With today's technology, it's never been easier to make contacts with other students across the globe. A school in New Jersey can meet up with a school in London to share ideas and make contacts. The Jigsaw activity involves putting students into groups. One individual from each group leaves the home group and examines a piece of text. That student is now an expert on that text. They come back to the home group and explain the information and then take questions as well. Next, ask your students to create comic strips or political cartoons from current events or the past. Students love to draw and they love to create. This activity gives them a chance to be funny. There needs to be a rubric for this activity. Lastly, poster board presentations. Students may be given a topic such as the Battle of Fort Sumter, and then they make a poster on that topic and present it to the class. Students can add pictures and use markers to design the poster. Hang these around the classroom. Anyway, right now I want to say thank you for your time. Please check the description for social studies teaching resources. But I want to say thank you for your time. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and please like and share the video.